Welcome back to Rome Boys. On this episode, we hanging with the saints again. Today, Saint Mother Teresa.
Little T.
Yeah, it's
The little
awesome.
T.
Little T.
Yeah, about 5 feet, 4'11".
Yeah, depending on which website you look at.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's pretty
With
tiny.
Holiness, she shrunk maybe, but she started off small.
No, Holiness, she was a giant.
A giant, yes, in a little body.
Yeah. It's kind of like, athletes are like, she's really like 5'2". Yeah.
Yeah, our football coach, he would put us on there. Oh, Frasco, he's about 325.
Yeah.
Have you lost weight? Come on, coach, don't say that.
Little exaggeration to scare the other team. I'm like, I'm not that.
I'm not that big.
Oh, man, I don't know. It just popped in my image of when you said an athlete, Spud Webb. You remember Spud
Oh,
Webb?
yeah,
Yeah.
little dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, man, and he could dunk. I mean, he
Yeah.
could get up there. He was in slam dunk contests.
Mother
you know.
Teresa could dunk.
Yeah, she could. Yeah.
She could dunk a demon.
She's going to become the Chuck Norris joke of the
There
Catholic
you go.
world.
Yeah. But even like in the 20th century, JP2 and Mother Teresa, they were everywhere. Posters
Yeah.
everywhere. Everybody. I mean, they're the poster saints of that century. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's their, yeah.
My
They-
daughter Gracie's favorite saint, Saint Teresa. I
Amazing
guess because
how
she's
they
so
were-
little. I mean,
There you
Gracie's
go.
little. So
There you go.
Just how popular they were even
Yeah.
in pop culture, and to be doing such great things.
Time
And we'll get
magazine
into-
and
yeah.
all over the place. Yeah. They were respected. The media
Yeah.
was at least
No
most of the
matter
time
the-
kinder to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Why-
jump into
Yeah, let's
Mother
do it.
Teresa's bio. Mother Teresa of Calcutta, the tiny woman who started the Missionaries of Charity, was and is recognized throughout the world for her work among the poorest of the poor. Born to Albanian parents, she was the youngest of 3 children who survived. For a time, the family lived comfortably. But life changed overnight following her dad's unexpected death. During her years in school, she showed a strong interest in foreign missions. At age 18, she entered the Loreto Sisters and was sent to the Loreto Novitiate in India. There, she chose the name Teresa and prepared for a life of service. She was assigned to a high school for girls in Calcutta, where she was a teacher.
But she could not escape the realities around her and the poverty and the suffering. In 1946, Sister Teresa heard what she later explained as a call within a call. The message was clear. I was to leave the convent and help the poor while living among them. She also heard a call to give up her life with the Sisters of Loreto and instead to follow Christ into the slums, to serve him among the poorest of the poor. After receiving permission to leave Loreto, establishing a new religious community, and undertake her new work, Sister Teresa took a nursing course. She returned to Calcutta, where she lived in the slums and opened a school for poor children.
Wow.
She even wanted to do it right, to actually become a nurse and make sure she was properly taking care
And
of
also
these
not
people.
leave the poverty, chastity, obedience, and being a sister, just
Yeah.
starting a new order. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Dressed in a white sari and and sandals, the ordinary dress of an Indian woman, she soon began getting to know her neighbors and their needs. The work was exhausting and long. Volunteers who came to join her in the work, some of them donating supplies, buildings, etc. Apparently, she was passionate, right? And she had followers instantly and supporters. As the order expanded, services were also offered to orphans, abandoned children, alcoholics, the aging, and the homeless. For the next 4 decades, Mother Teresa worked tirelessly on behalf of the poor. Her love knew no bounds, nor did her energy, and she crisscrossed the globe, pleading for support and inviting others to see the face of Jesus in the poorest of the poor. The poorest of the poor. Every one of us has said that so far, and I hope to round that out. She died in 1997 and was canonized in 2016.
Yeah,
Relatively
Olivia.
short time to
That's true.
go from death to beatification.
Yeah. One of the
I mean-
shortest, like probably the shortest in history. At least she set the benchmark, and then it got a little bit
Yeah.
shorter since then. They're like, really? She's already beatified? Really? She's already a saint? Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, I
but-
remember one particular story. I guess it was a guy, a priest, who interviewed her. This was like a television interview on maybe a book about her or something. I forget the details of that, but he was telling this. I remember the story vividly, that he was there visiting her or interviewing her, and there was this guy just dying outside of the window, and he just like hid. He hid beside the window because he didn't want to get near this guy. He stunk and whatever, and just was in bad shape. And she was like running through the hallways, and people were like holding her back, and she was saying, "Don't keep me from my Jesus."
Yes.
Like the part where you said where she saw the face of Jesus and everyone. She's like, "Don't keep me from my Jesus. Where is my Jesus?" And she went out and just brought him in, ministered to him. He ended up dying.
Yes.
But they talk about that priest said, he just felt
Embarrassing.
ashamed and
right.
just tiny.
I recommend watching the movie Mother Teresa.
Yes.
Olivia Hussey is the main actress, and there's that scene there, and she's at
okay.
the subway, and I mean, it probably happened more than once, you know,
Sure,
people dying on the street, but she stayed with him overnight until the next day and missed her ticket, you know, to get on the train station to go on a retreat, and she knew right there, no, this is it. I know I'm supposed to be a nun, but I'm definitely going to help the dying, people to die with dignity. This is Hindus. This is Muslims.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. You are a human being. You deserve to see Jesus. And she
And
saw
dignity.
Jesus in everybody, like you said.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
It's awesome.
Yes.
Giant.
it's-
What a giant.
Yeah. Especially somebody like with flesh decaying and everything else.
Yeah.
Like, didn't even, she
Can
saw
you
past
imagine
that. Yeah.
in these what they call slums, you know, think about why it's like that. Drugs, alcohol, murder, rape. I mean, all of the terrible things we
The
know. We don't
effects
go
of
into
sin.
poor neighborhoods. We might be scared to take our family there, right?
This'll just make us appreciate what we have. Roll them up.
She was 4'11" and in the midst of it every day, going towards the storm.
And feisty. And you didn't mess with her.
Yeah.
Here she comes, you know, like
Yeah.
a
Insane.
force.
No
to be
fear. She had no fear.
Right. And the order itself, like, is just amazing how it explodes and how little they own. They own like 2 outfits and that's it.
Wow.
And you can be called to leave any day to go to another country and you just grab your outfit, the one that's clean, the one that's on your back, and you go. And here we go, 2 by 2, like Jesus, right?
Yeah.
The apostles.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, the first miracle took place in India. And involved the healing of an Indian woman, Monica Besra, whose abdominal tumor was so severe that her doctors abandoned hope of saving her. We're done. You're going to
Yeah.
die.
Wow.
Taken into the care of the missionaries of charity, she continued to decline and endured such agony from the tumor that she could no longer sleep. That's no fun.
No.
Yes, no fun.
I don't last a day or two.
I had to
Without
have
sleep.
back surgery, and there was a couple days before surgery. I'm just like, I can't sleep. I mean, but she had to do this longer. On the 1-year anniversary of Mother's passing, the sisters at the home placed a miraculous medal that had been touched to the body of Mother Teresa on Monica's stomach. The suffering woman fell asleep, and when she woke up, the pain was gone. Like Our Lady
Crazy.
there, Jesus
Right.
working through Our
Yeah.
Lady and Mother
Yeah.
Teresa. Like,
Yeah.
woo, watch out. Doctors examined her and found the reason. No, it can't be explained. The tumor disappeared completely. It was determined that the healing was medically inexplicable. JP2 approved the miracle on December 20th, 2002, barely 5 years after Teresa's death.
Wow.
That's got to be
Wow.
the quickest. I bet you
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, the next miracle happened in December of 2008 in Brazil to a Marcílio Adrano.
One of those.
One of those, yeah. Sorry. Sorry if you
Andrino.
watch this,
me
forgive
too.
me. Yeah, try to say Matheson. Okay. He was a 42-year-old mechanical engineer from Santos, Brazil. He was struggling with a bacterial infection of the brain.
Oh, my.
Okay, so yeah, severe brain abscesses were reported along with agonizing head pain. Duh.
Wow.
I mean, you think?
Might say.
So a priest friend of his encouraged him and his recently married wife to pray to Mother Teresa. And so, but they started to. However, Marcílio, anyway, he went into a coma. He just slipped into a coma and was immediately just like, so They rushed him in for a last-ditch effort for a surgery to kind of relieve it or whatever. So they wheeled him in. Doctor's all preparing for surgery. He walks in, and there he is sitting up.
Oh, my.
Hey, how
Sitting
you
up,
doing?
looking around, going, what's going on?
Yeah.
How did I get here?
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I mean, I'm just not sure.
Or can't you take a guess?
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
You know? And so they're like, obviously didn't do the surgery, examined him. All of it was gone. Everything was completely healed.
Goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
Wow.
So now Adrano and his wife now have like 2 kids. And
That's
yeah,
crazy.
That's cool.
pretty crazy.
So, Mother Teresa.
Oh, I forgot that part. The doctors said that after the whole bacterial thing, they think it's medically impossible for him to even have children.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Of course.
So it was a double
miracle
miracle.
Continues.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow.
Cool.
Mother Teresa had 2 sisters and was the youngest of 3 girls. Makes sense. Okay. After she left, I have 6 girls, so I'm like, okay. I get confused.
Wait a minute, that's just the middle one. You know?
Yeah. After she left to join the Sisters of Loretto, she never saw her mother or her sisters again.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. it's
Hardcore.
Hardcore.
For Jesus.
Oof.
Take up your cross and follow me. You never know where I might take you. Mother Teresa was fluent in 5 languages.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Huh.
isn't that nuts?
I'm not even fluent in English.
They were English, Hindi, Bengali, Albanian, and Serbian. She won the Nobel Peace Prize, but refused the traditional Nobel Honor Banquet, of course, instead requesting that the $192,000 budget
Yes.
be given to help the poor of India.
Yes.
That's like, golly, just...
She was even asking, how much does this bottle of water cost?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that
she's like,
scene in the movie where they have the Perrier or whatever.
Exactly. And she's like, done.
why are
We're
we having
closing this foundation.
Yep.
Done. We're just going to give it to all to the poor.
Yeah.
They're like, what? We've been
Mother,
working our whole
yeah.
life for this.
And they kept telling her, "You've got to get some rest. Stop. You're gonna wear yourself thin. You're gonna die." And she actually soon after that, she did pass away.
I mean, but almost of her life, 16 hours a day plus.
Yeah.
Always an hour of adoration on your knees. You know,
yeah.
I mean, they said for a while they couldn't get any American recruits because we weren't tough enough to be able to handle it, the lifestyle, you know.
Yeah.
You're like, you have no free time. All you do is you're for others. You can't have a moment's rest. Who wants to join an order like that?
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
about to work
but
your
then the
life
numbers
away.
come.
Yeah.
And those are some
the
hardcore
suffering.
women.
So she gave a speech to the Harvard class of 1982. It was the largest in over 16 years. There was over 20,000 people. And some of the things that she said, you imagine Harvard, it is a very liberal college. I mean, there's no doubt about it. As a matter of fact, they just appointed their chaplain, their student body chaplain is an atheist. So, no, is a Satan worshiper.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
a Satanist.
That's what I thought I
Yeah.
heard. Yeah.
He's a Satanist.
Make sense?
Perfectly not confusing.
And,
Way to go, Harvard.
Yeah, right. So we're talking about Harvard, and we're talking about Little Mother Teresa, which drew the largest crowd in over 16 years at the time. And she's some of the quotes: "Children are the teachers of love and the most beautiful creations of God. One of the greatest tragedies is abortion, because a woman, if is afraid of having to feed and educate one more child." She puts it in the most simplest terms, right? She says, she calls it the greatest tragedy. The whole speech is often considered the plea of virginity. That's what the speech is often coined as.
Isn't it funny? You just can't. What's the quote? Somebody always said, "You can't argue with the saint."
Right?
Yeah.
You just can't
Yeah,
argue
you
with
can't.
them.
Right, right.
And I'm reminded of. I don't know if this is true or not. I need some fact checkers here to check this one out. Is that there was a meme that had a picture of Hillary Clinton meeting Mother Teresa.
Yes, I've seen a picture of that. Yeah.
And the quote below it was Hillary Clinton asking, "Don't you think it's time for a female president? Why do you think that there's been no female presidents before?" And Mother Teresa just basically looked at her and said, "You probably aborted her."
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Oh, whoa, mama.
Mama
Or she was
is-
probably aborted. She was probably aborted or
Oh,
something
yeah,
like that.
right.
There's something around those lines. Like I said, you can't.
Hillary may be
Yeah,
thinking about herself
can't
and
argue
becoming a
that.
female
Right,
president.
Probably aborted her.
It's probably because
Wow.
she was aborted.
How true is that? And we don't know what God has.
I mean,
So
I hope that. I mean, I'm probably going to have some fact checkers checking
Yeah.
that, but that's the way they quote.
Well,
Just
statistically,
the
what,
image-
1/3, 1/4 of people are gone because of abortion. Wow.
Right,
Sure.
right. It's the greatest Holocaust of all time in the history of the world.
Yes.
And we're doing it every day.
And as we
Yeah,
circle
it's-
around JP2 and Mother Teresa, some
Yeah.
of those pro-life saints ever in a
Absolutely.
time that we need so much.
She said, "Those who fear having a baby by choosing abortion are the poorest of the poor."
Well, she said America is the poorest country in the world.
Yeah, yep. I would have to agree. Is the plea for virginity speech? And she said, "Virginity is the greatest gift that a man and a woman can give to each other."
That's the fact, Jack! That's a fact, Jack!
Isn't that?
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful. So it's the liberal class of 1982. She got a complete standing ovation.
Because the
Wow.
truth is the truth.
That's it. I got chills. I mean, it's you think about this 4'11" woman. First of all, she was invited to Harvard to give this
Right.
speech, right? I don't know what year she got the Nobel Prize.
Well,
in,
even then,
but-
her talk at the Nobel was a pro-life speech
Oh,
there too.
yeah.
Like she's like, I'm gonna bring it.
Yeah,
You know?
the truth, yeah,
Yeah.
the truth shall set you free.
Yeah,
Right?
and her funeral, the procession of people,
Oh, yeah.
miles long of people. We'll have to have a video of that. Like just the crowds are amazing, and how long it
Unreal.
took just to go and circle around her casket and go out. The line was just from all over the world.
Now, did Mahatma Gandhi? They met, right?
Yes.
It seems like that would have solved his issue, right? He said if he had one
Yeah.
Christian that actually did what.
Yeah, his quote, I believe, was like he'd read the Bible,
Yeah.
and they said, "Well, why don't you become a Christian?" Because he read it and even quoted it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he said, "Well, why won't you become a Christian?" He said, "If I ever meet one, maybe I will."
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would think that.
You think
Hello.
I'm sure that stirred his heart.
Had to.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's just such an amazing.
He knows
example.
now.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I hope he's in heaven.
Yeah. Hey, the last hour, right? The workers in the vineyard. We all get the same reward. We all get the same justice.
There you go, same justice.
All right.
Well, thank y'all for joining us for another Hanging with a Saint, Saint Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Pray for us.
Amen.
Check us out on our YouTube channel. Well, that's where you're at. Okay, my bad. Check us out on our website, romeboys.org. Check us out on our other links, Facebook, LinkedIn, Patreon, yada, yada, yada.
Twitter, yeah. It's all
Yeah,
there.
we're everywhere.
Type in Rome Boys, you'll find us.
Yeah, all right. So in the meantime,
Be bold.
be real.
Be Catholic. God
God
bless.
bless.